Hi, this is Lisa with Holland Designs Crochet. I am finishing up today the Rose Lattice Blanket, which I am releasing as the first pattern, the January pattern in my 2023 Afghan Club. And for the sample, I'm using this yarn, Touch Yarns New Zealand Merino. This is a 8-ply or a DK weight yarn. The shade, it was just said Vintage Rose, I believe, when I looked up the color number. So I'm just almost done with it. So this pattern has a border at both ends, the top and the bottom, that are identical. So I'm just finishing up the second top border here using my last little bit of yarn. And the actual pattern itself is this lovely sort of a diamond lattice pattern. And the neat thing about this pattern is it's worked entirely using half double crochet. And so it's lovely, there's no post stitches. And the border itself is reversible, the same on both sides. The opposite side of the diamond pattern is just the outline of the diamonds. So I consider this to be the right side, the lattice side. So as I'm finishing this blanket, I'm having some stitch repetitions that I've been doing here. I've just been marking off the rows as I complete them. So the lattice pattern itself is a repetition of rows 4 through 19. So you can see I've just been writing down the numbers and marking them off. And then the final border was 15 rows. So I've got like 4 more rows to finish here. I just want to show you how this pattern is worked, how the texture is created. So I've done this on other designs before, but I thought I'd just create a short demo showing you exactly on this particular sample what I'm doing. So I am creating the texture by working either in back loops only or in lower loops only. So lower loops only for half double crochet, we have 3 loops. We have, as you can see there, the front and back loop at the top of the stitch, and on the face of the work we have this lower loop, which is just below the front loop. So when I say in the pattern to work in lower loops only, it just means insert your hook underneath that lower loop and work your half double crochet. And then of course back loops only is simply a standard concept in crochet, working in back loops only. So that is how this texture is created, and the pattern itself will tell you how to work whether back loops or lower loops to create the various textures in the pattern. So it's very simple, and the entire pattern is again worked in half double crochet, and the fact that there's no post stitches means that you don't use a lot of yarn and you don't have a lot of bulk or extra weight to the blanket, so you end up with a really nice soft drape. So this is just a DK weight yarn, but you could probably work the same pattern with a worsted weight and have just a lovely result as well, because it's not going to be too heavy. So I hope that you enjoy this pattern. This is the January 2024 pattern, which is in the 2024 Afghan Club. So if you've followed me or gotten my Afghan clubs before, you know I typically do about 12 designs, at least 12, for the year. So 2024 Afghan Club has already been released, and this pattern will be available very shortly. I think I had the release date as the 1st of January, but as you can see, I'm nearly done with it, so I may actually put it out just before then. So I will put a link to the Afghan Club and also to this individual pattern. This is also available separately as well in the description box. And I hope that you do enjoy this design. It is again made to measure, as most of my patterns are, so that you can create a blanket of any dimensions. I am making this one about 30 inches by 36 inches, so just a baby blanket size, but you can make any size throw that you would like. Afghan, it's really customizable. So I will finish up my stitching and get this pattern out very soon. Hopefully you'll enjoy this one. This is the Rose Lattice Blanket.